Have you ever felt a presence or maybe seen a sign that just made you stop and wonder, could a loved one be trying to reach out from beyond? It's this really deep, very human question. In this explainer, we're going to dive into the book When Spirit Speaks, and we're going to explore what these communications might be and what they tell us about the incredible power of love after loss.
And this is not some new idea. For centuries, thinkers like Plato have written about the soul's journey. It speaks to this timeless human hope we all have, that the connections we make in this life, they don't just end, they simply change form.
And we're not just talking about philosophy here. According to research cited in the book, at least 50 million Americans say they've experienced some kind of contact from a loved one who has died. I mean, think about that number. That suggests this isn't some fringe belief, but a really widespread, deeply personal human experience. So, for the folks who have these experiences, where does it even begin? Well, a lot of times it starts with this really powerful moment the book calls the first hello. Now, the key thing to understand about this first hello is what the book calls felt recognition. It's not about, seeing a ghost in the hallway or needing some kind of hard proof. It's this deep, internal, unmistakable feeling. A sudden knowing that your loved one is there and that the connection you shared is still very, very much alive. Let's take the story of Jeffrey, for example. Just hours after his grandmother died, he didn't see anything, he didn't hear anything. Instead, he just got hit with this wave of what he called unexplainable peace. This is a perfect example of a first hello that's purely emotional. It's like a sensory confirmation that a loved one is okay. But sometimes that first contact is totally different. It's auditory. Vicky was just driving her car when she clearly heard her father's voice say, "I am fine, I am happy." Just think about that for a second. In one single moment, a few simple words completely transformed her sorrow. I mean, that's the power of this first hello. So what is it about this first contact that's so important? Well, it often acts as a massive turning point. It's like it answers the one question that just echoes in your head during early grief. Are they okay? And that single moment of reassurance can just dissolve the sharpest edges of pain and really begin the process of healing. Okay, so after that really powerful first hello, the communication doesn't just stop. Not necessarily. Instead, it often kind of shifts into something a little more subtle, what the book calls the language of signs. And this language of signs, you can really break it down into three main categories. Some are felt physically, right through our senses. Others are more symbolic, appearing as these meaningful patterns out in the world. And some are experiential, the kind of things that happen in our dreams or through these uncanny coincidences. Let's take a quick look at each. Okay, so sensory signs. These are incredibly intimate, right? They totally bypass our logical minds and speak directly to our bodies. A touch that feels undeniably real, a scent that has no physical source, or that unmistakable feeling that someone is standing right there beside you. Joyce's story is it's a heartbreakingly beautiful example of this. After her daughter's funeral, she felt a little hand on her cheek. And that single tactile sensation was so real, it just, poof, dissolved the boundary between her longing and a real feeling of connection, bringing this immediate and profound sense of comfort. Symbolic signs, on the other hand, are a little different. They use the world around us almost like a canvas. A butterfly appearing at a really unlikely moment, or seeing a specific number, like 1111, over and over and over again. These are moments where meaning feels like it's been deliberately woven into the fabric of your reality. And for Eliza, this language came through in the form of numbers. After her son Caleb passed, she started seeing 1111 everywhere, a number he was always fascinated by. For her, it wasn't just some random coincidence. It became this ongoing dialogue, a consistent, loving reminder that he was still present in her life. All right, so this brings up a really fascinating question, right? Can you actually ask for a sign? According to the source material, the answer is, yeah, you can. It's not about making demands, of course, but about opening up an invitation. The book lays out this 5-step approach. It starts with just stating your intention, simply asking for contact. Then you choose a specific symbol, something unique to you and your loved one, like, say, a yellow rose or a dragonfly. Third, you quiet your mind, get into a receptive state. But maybe the most crucial step of all is this: you have to let go. You have to release any expectation of how or when it's going to arrive. Because if you're only looking for the dragonfly, you might totally miss the yellow rose. And finally, if a sign comes, you just say thanks and affirm that connection. Just listen to Lucy's story. She asked for a sign from her son, and the answer came from the most unexpected place imaginable: her kitten. The cat led her to a hidden note he had written before he died. It was this direct, tangible answer to her request, and it just goes to show this really can be a two-way dialogue. But what about the times when you're listening and all you hear is silence? This is a really painful and honestly, a very common experience. And the book addresses it with a lot of empathy. It's the question that can cause so much doubt and so much pain, right? If this is real, why isn't it happening for me? Why am I not getting a sign? That silence can feel like a devastating kind of rejection. Well, the book offers a totally different way to look at this. What if the silence isn't an absence, but just a pause? The idea is that sometimes the static of our own grief is just too loud to hear the signal. Or maybe, and this is a really beautiful thought, our loved ones lovingly step back to give us the space we need to heal on our own. So in this view, the silence isn't a lack of love. It might even be an act of it. So where does all this lead? What's the takeaway? Well, it points to a whole new way of living with loss, a framework that psychologists actually call continuing bonds. Now, this concept is a pretty radical shift from how we've traditionally thought about grief. For decades, the goal was always to let go. But the theory of continuing bonds suggests that a healthy outcome isn't about severing ties. It's about transforming the relationship into an enduring connection that we carry forward with us. And this right here, really gets to the heart of the whole thing. The old model of grief basically demanded that we detach in order to move on. But this new model of continuing bonds says the complete opposite, that finding ways to integrate a loved one's memory and presence into our ongoing lives isn't unhealthy. It's actually healing. It's not about letting go. It's about holding on in a new way. And that leaves us with this final, really powerful question to think about. If a relationship doesn't end but simply changes form, how does that change the way we live? How does it reshape our understanding of loss, of connection, and of what it means to be here at all? That's something worth carrying with you.